The case of Sarah Wairimu Cohen is one of the greatest cases that has ever involved the country or the Republic of Kenya in a murder of a citizen, of a foreign citizen. Tob Cohen was a Dutch resident, and it is believed he was murdered by his wife, Sarah Cohen, so that she could take over his empire. Now, what is currently happening is that Sarah Wairimu Cohen, after she was freed from the charges of killing her husband back during the Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's government, she's currently facing new charges after she was rearrested few days ago, and she was charged with the murder of her husband, Top Cohen, where it was alleged new information or new evidence had surfaced. Now you don't know the game that is being played here. Whatever happens or whatever Sarah says right now, or whatever, even if she hires the lawyer from the ICC to protect her, she is going to face the wrath of the law. She is going to be found guilty for the murder of Top Cohen. Sarah Wairimu was moved to High Court seeking to she moved to High Court seeking to halt an impending prosecution over the murder case of her husband Top Cohen. Wairimu, who is being held at the Lang'ata Women's Prison, is accusing Director of Public Prosecution Renson Migonga of abusing his prosecutorial powers by relying on compromised evidence to charge her in connection with the 2019 murder. In an application filed by the Milimani Court, she said on December 6, 2022, the DPP made a null prosecutor decision not to pursue the charge, which led her to being ultimately discharged. Remember that December 2022 is just when the government of President William Ruto had ascended to office. Wairimu was initially arrested and charged with the brutal murder of Top Cohen. Then DPP Nudin Haji later withdrew the charges, citing insufficient evidence. The prosecution instead directed an inquest into Cohen's death, which was also terminated at the request of the DPP. However, the state now says it has new evidence that can sustain a murder charge against Wairimu and wants her to plead afresh to charges of murder. But Wairimu says the decision to discharge her was necessitated by serious integrity issues in the whole process of investigation. I quote her in the affidavit. The decision by the Director of Public Prosecution to subject me on evidence which it has admitted has integrity issues is not founded on good faith but a clear case of abuse of prosecutorial powers and has the effect of denying the petitioner a constitutional right to a fair trial. She wants the High Court in Milimani to suspend any proceedings before the Kibera High Court, where she is expected to plead to the charges. Today, where she went ahead to appear before the court, Wairimu was last week presented in court, where a ruling was reserved for today on whether she will be subjected to another mental assessment test before pleading to the charges. Now, the High Court suspended the said request for her to be subjected to mental assessment test because they believe that she is of clear mind. Now she says the DPP's decision to terminate the inquest, which according to the state-owned decision was meant to uncover persons behind the gruesome murder of Cohen, is testament enough that the office is not interested in uncovering the real suspect, but is only interested in punishing her through compromised investigation and evidence. She claims the circumstances which led to the entry of null prosequi have not changed. Null prosequi is for all purpose and intent and aid to prosecution, hence the DPP decision to charge is contrary to purpose of entering a null And how should I put it? A new prosecution. Now, today, while she appeared, she denied the murder charges. Sarah was today on Wednesday charged with the murder of her late husband, Top Cohen, which occurred in 2019 at Lower Kabete area. She was presented before Kibera High Court Judge Diana Kavenza, where she denied the charge. The court had put the plea taking on hold to allow the prosecution avail a mental assessment report taken in 2019 that showed she is fit to stand trial. Now, the report retrieved from Madara Referral Hospital was availed and the plea was subsequently taken. The prosecution told the court they will be opposing a release on bail. They sought more time to file an affidavit to support the application. Now, the judge subsequently directed that the state files and serves the respective affidavit within 24 hours. Now, the defense is to respond within 12 hours. Each party was allocated 20 minutes each to submit on the bail application. The bail hearing went ahead to proceed the way to proceed. But allow me to take you through some very crucial details. This case has involvement from the top office in the land. That is the office of President William Ruto. And it has also involvement from the office of the King of Netherlands and the Queen. And also the Dutch embassy in the country. Remember, by 17th of March this year, the Queen and King of Netherlands will be landing in the country. They will be coming in Kenya for the sole purpose of touring the country and approving developing a good relationship between Netherlands and Kenya. President William Ruto welcomed them. But remember, Top Cohen was a resident of Netherlands, was a man who came from Netherlands. When he died in our land, the Dutch embassy in Kenya tried to do everything in their power to find justice for this man. But due to the people that were in power then, the frustration that they faced showed them that they can never have justice for their own. Justice couldn't be served in the Top Cohen case. And then the woman who was accused as the main suspect was released. And the office of the director of public prosecution said that they could not pursue this case any further. Yet there was very appealing evidence that Sarah Wairimo could be the person that directed the said act that led to the death of billionaire Top Cohen. But because she had influential friends with money to hire the greatest lawyers in our country, including Philip Murgor was a lawyer, she went scot-free. But due to the incoming visit of the king and queen, a direct order from the embassy of Dutch or Netherlands in Kenya, they directed that the case of Top Cohen to be reopened and the main suspect in the said case to be prosecuted no matter what. If they want a good relationship with Kenya, with Netherlands, they must deliver justice to the case of Top Cohen, who was a citizen of the Netherlands and a high-ranked official in the said government. Are we together? So immediately these requests came in through the president. Then the president called the office of the director of public prosecution. He told them to recollect and open the case files that were in the case that involved the murder of Top Cohen, and to make sure that they arrest the culprits and the main suspect, and make sure that they don't go scot-free, that this time round the wrath of the law must come upon them. Yeah, So in the fight that Sarah is putting right now in court, whatever judges whatever she brings in, as long as the evidence that had been gathered in 2019 and over the time, everything that had been gathered, whether as long as it points towards her, that a judge can rule on on her being guilty for murder, or even not even the first degree murder, second degree murder, then she will receive a very harsh sentencing. Yes, today was a plea taking day, but this case is not a case now that the office of the DPP is the one that is dealing with. The orders are coming from above. The orders are coming from the top of the food chain, and that is the office of the President of the Republic of Kenya, because he wants to please the King and Queen of the Netherlands before they arrive. That's what's up. That's what's happening. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more news and more updates. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.